Alright, this was a video request from Adidas 1984X. He was wanting me to do a walk around of the Gauntlet Legends cabinet and the inner workings and everything. This Gauntlet Legends cab came from a guy maybe about an hour away in Simpsonville, South Carolina, and he had a whole lot of arcade machines in his garage, and I believe his wife and himself had a new little girl, and he was having to choose between the use of the garage to get the baby in and out of the cars easier and keeping his arcade machines, and I think he ended up selling every one of them. But this was one that kind of caught my attention. It was on eBay, and I ended up getting it for only $300, and it's just about absolute mint, just about. In my perspective, it looks to me like the control panel might have a little bit of fading, maybe just a little bit. I've never seen another one in person, so this may be the way it should look, but it looks just a little light to me. Still in very good shape. And of course, this cabinet uses the 49-way optical joysticks. The circuit board kit inside, it can be set so it can use 8-way joysticks and run on a standard resolution monitor, but even the monitor inside is a medium resolution, and it's supposed to be a 27-inch. Doesn't look much bigger than a 25-inch in my other cabinets, but I can tell the bezel is a little bit wider on these 25-inch than on this one, so I think it probably is truly a 27-inch. I've never measured or anything, but in very good shape. Has a bright purple or bluish front on it, and that's all metal. It's like a piece of sheet metal or something. And excuse me, there's no scratches at all on it. It's in very good shape, and it has been in use in an arcade. There's a lot of stickers on the back where the machine was licensed in South Carolina, and it's all the way back from 2000 up till like 2006. I think that's probably the last time it was in an arcade. When I got it, there were no locks on the coin doors. I ordered some of those from a guy in one of the forums. I think it's in the Arcade Controls forum, Sir Peel, I believe, and he's a great guy. He sent these right away to me, and those are matching locks, and they've got matching key sets for them. And just give you another quick look at the side art here. Side art's in really great shape. On this side there was only one small nick until I put another one in it, and I'll show you those up close in a second. But when I got it, the only nick was right there, and it was probably from somebody moving it. And trying to get it in the house, I had to come up some steps, some wooden steps, and accidentally bumped a hasp or a lock mechanism for the gate at the bottom of my steps, and didn't even notice I'd done it till it was too late. But it didn't hit on the character, but in the background there I knocked about 3 good little chunks out of it there, and it really made me mad, but I think I could probably touch that up in the future. But character graphics and all still really good. And marquee looks pretty good. These marquees fold down on this unit. There's a screw on each side. It's I think it's a Torx security screw, and like that right there. And a normal Torx bit won't fit it. It has to have a hole down the center of the bit, and I was lucky and got some of those and little Allen wrench type ones for this unit whenever the guy sold it to me. But here's the other side. Side art's different on each side. It's got 2 of the 4 characters on each side. And again, the side art's in really great shape on this side. About the only thing that I can say on this side is there is a place on this guy right here on his 6-pack, or I guess he's got a 4-pack or a 3-pack. But something that scraped across here at one time, and it just barely got into the color, and then it took one little chip out right there. And it's not very bad. usually just, you know, being around the cab, I don't even pay it any attention. But besides that, there's no chips out of the artwork on this side at all. And we'll make our way on around to the back. So here's the back of the cabinet. That one manufacturer sticker that shows the model number and the game type and all, it's a little bit messed up. I don't know if somebody moved it on its back at one time, which I actually did move it on its back, but I had it blanketed. And took a friend's flatbed trailer with my SUV and moved it, and it wasn't too much trouble. This machine does weigh a little more than a Mortal Kombat 2 or a Mortal Kombat 1. I think this is about 450 pounds. The other two are about 400 pounds, and it's I don't know, just the way it's laid out, you feel like, oh, it's not that big, but it truly is heavier than the other ones, you know, and the monitor just slightly bigger. But I've read the specs online. It's supposed to be about 450 pounds. And it's got these stickers from South Carolina all over it, or it was in use as an amusement device. That one's, can't hardly see, but it starts in year 2000 in May. And it's got other ones all over it. That one's 2002. There's two there. This must have been the last one. It's 2006. And I was told that the guy I got it from bought it from an operator who was about a few miles away in Greenville, South Carolina, and he had this as a backup because he had two of these machines, and this one stayed in the storage room a lot because the other one was in use on the main floor unless it tore up. Here's the power supply. Looks very similar to an ATX model power supply for a computer. Takes a standard power cord, like that right there, just like what you would plug into a computer monitor or a computer unit. And got a fuse built in on the back, and a switch to turn the machine on. It turns the entire machine on, board set and everything. Lets all the power go through to the monitor and all. But I'll come back in a second and I'll open up the back of this and show you what the insides look like. Okay, I've got the back off. Just have one key that came with the unit the guy gave me. The other two were with the coin door locks that I bought from a guy on one of the forums. And I did that off camera. I went ahead and pulled it loose because it's kind of hard to handle with one hand, and I didn't want to have to set this camera on a tripod just temporarily. So anyway, set the keys down here and move this back panel out of the way. It's just one big solid piece, and when you take it off, you have to you just barely lean it out and pull up because there's a slot right there that the board goes down into, maybe about an inch. So you can't just lean it out and take it off. You have to kind of pull up on it about an inch or so. But pretty good bit of space in this cabinet. That's one reason I was thinking about getting it, because it would be a pretty good main candidate to put a computer in here and everything. But it's just in such good shape, I don't know if I can bring myself to do it. There's the power supply. And like I said, it's very similar to a computer power supply. It puts out pretty much all the same voltages. I'm not sure if this one, I'll have to take a look. I'm not sure if it puts out like 3.3 volts. I think there's something on the board system itself that takes 5 volts off this power supply and turns it into the other voltages like 3.3 that it needs. But this is a Vegas board set, and you're not going to be able to see it really good because I still have the cage on, and these cages are kind of a bee to get loose. You have to take a lot of bolts loose. Screws, actually. If you take a look, you got one here, 2 here, 3 here, and then down the sides there's like about, I think there's 4 or 5 more down each side, and then you've got 3 nuts across the front right up there that you have to take loose, and then this whole top part of this cage lifts off and you can get access to the circuit boards. Well, I'm not going to do that right now in this video. At the end of this video, I may put some close-ups of the board sets in there because I have had these out, cleaned them thoroughly, and I got some really good detailed pictures of those, so I might do that just to get some more information on this. But down at the bottom, let's see if I can get some more light down here. Down at the bottom, I've got the original AC power cord that come with the unit down there. It had a little bit of, I don't know if it was paint or some type of residue on it, and I wasn't going to use it, and I figured I'd hang on to it, but it's extra long, and I just used one from a computer power supply because they're, you know, identical. But you got a lot of space down there, and that's plenty of room to put guts for a main system or something like that. And even if you wanted to attach some kind of shelf here, You could mount a computer just right here actually, and everything you need to hook up your video and stuff like that, iPack or whatever. And you've got a slot that goes through up there where you can get access to any kind of wiring you need to, which I don't know why you would have to from back here. Most of that stuff runs through an opening right there. And monitor is a Neotech NT2701. It's a medium res monitor. And I've done a full cap kit to this. Like the blue capacitors you see in there, those are all brand new. I got those from Bob Roberts, and had this board completely out, cleaned it really good, did a complete cap kit. And the only thing that I know that it really fixed was on the side here. Not sure you can see, that's a pincushion board, and it's for like your pincushion geometry or whatever to your screen. There's one capacitor bad on there, and it actually didn't come in the cap kit. I went and bought one that was similar. It's a bipolar cap, and they claim you should use high temperature. Well, I didn't get a high temperature because I couldn't find one, but instead of waiting to order it online, I went locally to Radio Shack and found one. And I think, let me take a look. Yeah, that's the type that has the leads. It's hard for you to see. I can see it myself, but that capacitor has leads on either end of it that come off. And they're usually not mounted on these, just like a normal capacitor like that. Those have the leads coming off on one end. But I used it anyway, and I just took one lead and bent it around the side of the capacitor and come back down and reattached it to the board. And that took care of all my pin cushioning problems. I had a problem with the pin cushioning, and the left and right sides of the screen were extending off, and if you tried to adjust them in, you could see the screen had a warpage to it, and you couldn't get some of the stats for two of the characters to come up on the screen because they were just the way they were going off the sides. It seems like it was like an hourglass shape, and the bottom left and right and the top left and right of the screen was just too wide to bring in with the horizontal controls and get the whole screen in. And then after I put that cap in for the pincushion board, it straightened that issue out. But every once in a while on the screen I'll turn it on, and if I've been moving the cab around, there'll be a very slight wiggle to the screen, and it only lasts a few minutes, and as soon as it warms up, it looks absolutely perfect. But I have some close-up pictures too. I'll probably put at the end of this video of this this chassis, just so if somebody has the exact same type of cab. I don't think this has been really mucked with or Frankenstein much. They can get some close-ups of what that looked like. And there's a 27-inch tube. Got a Neotech sticker on it up there. I don't know if that means the tube is made by Neotech. I doubt it. There's another sticker up there. But I can't see what the manufacturer is. I've never actually had the tube out of the machine. But I'll show you the 49-way joysticks and the buttons on the front of the machine, and let you get a close-up of those. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a look at underneath the control panel for the Gauntlet Legends. And you just lift it up like I would my Mortal Kombat 2 or probably lots of other cabinets. They've got a piano hinge down there. And it has 49-way optical joysticks under here. And they have a circuit board. And usually, like on 8-way joysticks, you would have micro switches down here. Well, there's no micro switches for these joysticks. There's a circuit board, and depending on the direction of the joystick, it sends signals down through this cable. There's your connector there. And along with the buttons for each player, there's a wiring set that leads down for each player, 1 through 4. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.